Okay, Wildcats, today we're looking at Thursday, September 6th, composition functions on page 7. Now, there's not going to be a video on Friday because Friday you're just going to work on an inverse function and composition functions assignment that will be due at the end of the class on Friday. Okay, so with that, if you would, update your table of contents. All right, now your table of contents are updated. Let's take a look at the notes. Composition of functions. Now, this is probably one of the more difficult concepts to understand. I'm going to go through it in the video, but if you're having difficulties, I'm going to also go through it again in class if needed, okay? All right, so first thing, a couple notes, okay? So you have f of g equals f parentheses g of x, okay? That's what fog means. So basically, this is f of x, okay? And you're putting g of x into f of x, okay? Now, when it comes to inverses, if you do f of g of x and equals 1x, okay, and you do g of f, meaning you're going to put f inside of g, so g of f of x. So you're going to put f of x inside of g. If you do fog and golf and the end result is x in both, I put 1x, but really you can just, I like putting the 1, but technically you only need to put x. If you do fog and golf and they both result in x, then we can say when the result of fog and golf is x, then f of x and g of x are inverses. And let's go ahead and take some time to color coordinate. So that's f G. All right, so let's take a look at, I'll give you a few seconds to update that. All right, now let's take a look at the examples. All right, so I'm going to do f of x in yellow, and I'm going to do g of x in blue. All right, so we're going to do f of g so in this case, we're going to put g of x into f of x. So that's 2. We're going to put all of this in for the x. So 1/2 x minus 3 divided by 2 plus 3. Notice the 2 and the 3. This is f of x, and we put g of x into f of x. Okay? So now we simplify. And we're looking to get x. If we get x, then we're on our way to saying these are inverses. So 2 times 1/2 is 2 divided by 2x minus 2 times 3 over 2 is 6 divided by 2. You don't multiply the 2 by the 3 because it's not in the parentheses, so plus 3. So that becomes 1x minus 3 plus 3. The 3's become 0, basically canceling, and we're left with 1x. Okay, so far, if fog is x, now we're going to do golf and hope we get x as well. So now we're going to do g of f. So now we're going to put f of x into g. So that's 1/2. Now all of this is going into x, so 2x plus 3 minus 3 divided by 2. And now let's simplify. So 1/2 times 2 is 2 divided by 2x. 1/2 times 3 is plus 3 divided by 2 minus 3 divided by 2. These cancel. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so you're left with x. Since fog is x, golf is x, we can say that f of x and g of x are inverses. All right, now let's take a look at example 2. Okay, so again, I'm going to do f of x in yellow, and I'm going to do g of x in blue. So let's do fog. So f of g. So again, we're going to put g of x into f of x. So that's negative 3 divided by 2. And all of this is going in for x. So that's 1/2 x plus 3 divided by 2 plus 4. Okay, so now negative 3 over 2 times 1/2 is negative 3/4 x. Negative 3/2 times 3/2 is negative 9/4 plus 4. Now, there's no way for this to reduce, and nothing in expression that will make it x. So we stop here, because if one of them is not x, then it doesn't matter. They both have to be x. So at this point, we can say that f of x and g of x are not inverses. Keyword not. All right, now at this point you finish up. All right, now this page, the first page will go in the journal. Okay, so you're going to take it off from the staple. Okay, this page is going to go in your journal. All right, now this page is due at the end of class on Thursday, September 6th. Okay, it's 4 problems. Okay, so you should be working on it after the video. And then Friday's assignment is due at the end of Friday. Okay, so you could actually, if you're done with this assignment, you could actually start Fridays, and that's what I recommend doing. If not, be ready to have it finished by the end of Friday, September 7th. So with that, have a wonderful Wildcat day.